Morning, 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 morning. How's everybody doing? We've got some news. We got some news for us to get ourselves acquainted with today. Unfortunately, that also means on top of that, I'm a little bit busy today. So, might be a bit of a shorter stream today. Just want to let you guys know in advance, but we do have some very, very interesting stuff to actually cover. So, yeah, we got the whole Ananta trailer. We also got news regarding Ananta and its, well, I'm just going to be real here. Its monetization system. Gonna have some thoughts to share about that one because I do think that there's a bit of a realization that a lot of the community needs to have when it comes to those types of games because they might be a little bit, well, I'm just going to be honest here. Um you can kind of look at like the general gameplay patterns of a lot of people and it might get to the point where well, it might not change very much for very many people. So, yeah, we'll see. NTE is now forever NTR, never trending on revenue. This is kind of like the situation is that gacha games are a very profitable venture. And well, not having gacha in your game when everyone thinks it's a gacha can be very good, but it also can be a little bit interesting because well, you got to think about what are the other forms of monetization. So yeah, we'll have to see how that cookie crumbles over there. I am optimistic, but it's also like I think a lot of people might potentially be viewing, oh, a game doesn't have a gacha, that means it's automatically going to be good. And a game cannot have gacha and can have some really, really big problems with it because it doesn't have a gacha that could potentially outweigh the issues with having a gacha in the game. So, yeah, that's just like a little bit of like a preamble for what my thoughts are going to be on that matter. But we'll make sure to, actually do a deep dive, break it all down, and of course, right, of course, talk about some examples of games that do a similar sort of thing. So, yeah, we got the Ananta trailer over here. This one's incredibly long for a trailer, right? 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Incredibly long. So we'll see how the cookie crumbles over here. And of course, after watching the trailer, we should have a more complete take on how we're viewing the lack of gacha in the game. So, yeah, we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait a little minute or two for people to get here because I know this is a pretty hype one. A lot of people have been looking forward to it because, well, we just got to be honest, right? You got to get Teo typing about it. Oh my gosh. Now this is funny right here. Bro, I'm pretty sure this guy is an NTE shareholder. I know one thing for certain. Um, I don't even need to watch the trailer, and I feel like NTE is already cooked. Yeah, I feel like that game got like choked out in the cradle. I'm gonna be honest. It hasn't even released yet, and it feels like it already died. Yeah. First NTE had the unfortunate branding of it looks like a ZZZ version of Wuwa that's worse. And now Ananta just looks like better because it doesn't look like ZZZ Wuwa. Cuz I saw one scene of the combat. And you want to know what the combat reminded me of when I saw one scene of it? Some people would say Arkham Asylum, but I would say Sleeping Dogs. Yeah, it looks literally like Sleeping Dogs. Straight up. Like pretty much exactly the same, to be honest. And one of the combat systems in games that I like the most is without a doubt Sleeping Dogs. Yeah, that shit was fire. That game deserved multiple sequels. That game deserved multiple All right, I figured it out. There we go. The wire was a little goofy. So yeah, you would like throw people into like trash composters and shit like that in Sleeping Dogs. Yeah, that was some wild shit that they were doing over there. Alrighty. Alrighty. I think we're about ready to go. Why don't we give good old Ananta a bit of a look? Why don't we? Fob has a new haircut? Wait, I gotta take a look at this.
That's it. It's nothing crazy. Most likely going back to contacts. We will see.
Why is this funny? I'm trying to like break down in words why this is funny. It's just a guy. He just put some contacts on and then he parted his hair down the middle. Why is it funny? Oh man. Oh boy. Let me just look something up real fast. I need to go look something up real fast. 1 second. Give me a second. Oh wait, that's the wrong window. Give me a second over here. I need to go look something up. I think you guys are tripping. I think you guys are tripping. Yeah, nah, that ain't the same. That ain't the same, because this is the thing, right? A bunch of y'all, I saw y'all typing in chat, and you were saying shit like, oh, that's the Kim Jong-un haircut. Oh, that's the Pyongyang haircut. Guys, I have some sad news to share for you. Low-key, his is better. Like, low-key, his is better. So, it's, like, let's put some respect on... Let's put some respect on a brother's name. Yeah, he got a fade. He got a fade. So, I think if Fob had, like, a fade, I think right now it literally just looks like he got his regular hair. Went like... And then just went like this. Like that's what it feels like. So, yeah. I wouldn't say it doesn't really look like a I will say his forehead is fucking huge though. Yeah, you guys were saying my forehead was big. I don't know. It looks bigger on him. It looks bigger on him. You two are twinning? Y'all know what the weird thing is? Fob's one of those guys that looks older without glasses. Most people look older with the glasses. Fob looks older without glasses on. I feel like that's weird. I feel like that's incredibly strange. Like, you look at me, I take my glasses off. boom, right? I look younger. I look younger now. Maybe that's a debuff. Maybe it's a buff. I don't know. I don't know. You look unk. No, you guys just okay. All right. So we're just all right. Looks like we got some more racial stereotypes in the chat.
Oh my gosh. The Asian guy has facial hair. He must be at least 40 years old. Because the only Asian guys I know with facial hair are guys that are 40 plus years old. So every single one needs to be 40 plus as well if they have facial hair.
That's literally your thought process. I hope you understand that. You know I'm not wrong. You know I'm not wrong. Like, oh, that's the Kim Jong-un haircut. Oh, that's the Pyongyang haircut. Guys, I have some sad news to share for you. Low-key, his is better. I mean, it might that's I don't feel like that's even a divisive opinion. I feel like that's a perfectly reasonable thing to say. Like, one guy's got a fresh cut. The other guy just parted his hair down the middle and took off his glasses. Oh yeah, we already saw the Gateo thing. Yeah, I don't really care about what. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care about what Gateo's doing right now. Alrighty. I think that's enough. I think that's enough fun stuff for us today. I think that's enough fun stuff for us today. Why don't we start getting on into... By the way, Slick Razor 2, the guy who wished death upon you, is back in Fob's chat and Discord. I guess he gifted some subs. It is what it is. I guess Slick took the last $30 out of his bank account that he was going to spend on food for the week, and he gifted those subs instead. It is what it is. Whatever. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only way a person like that actually ends up talking to people. It's a transactional exchange. He has to end up giving them money first. and then he has the privilege of talking to people. He's doing the same shit as me, but with higher prices. At least I'm glad you recognize that. Acceptance is the first step. Alrighty. Enough stalling, enough delaying. We gotta get right on into it. Alrighty. Let's restart that. Let me also, real quick, check my storage. Because I am just being paranoid for no reason. Alright. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. The reveal is finally here. We've got Ananta. After, I believe, multiple months of radio silence, still using the Project Mugen, or whatever it was called, like the Mugen official YouTube name. The Ananta trailer is finally out. And you can see over here, this game has received quite a bit of hype, despite the fact that its social media presence really hasn't been that much as of late. And so you know what that means. They must have done something pretty damn good in this trailer, because all I've heard is commentary from other CCs, from Gacha players all across the board, that this game is going to change everything. That it's coming out before GTA 6. And some ambitious people are even saying it's going to be better than GTA 6 after seeing the gameplay. So why don't we go ahead, take a look at it ourselves, give some commentary, and of course, our thoughts as to where this game is actually headed, and our overall opinions on what they provided for us today.
Wait, it's shut down?
We just got here. How's it already closed? And who told us to come here in the first place?
I think I'm already liking kind of like the setup that we're seeing here for the cinematics. I know we haven't seen a lot yet, but it does seem like a pretty good sort of interaction we have going on.
Oh, it was...
Paycheck? We still haven't got our paycheck!
I will say that does actually sound like Paimon's VA. The new Paimon's VA. That be edited out because of DMCA. I heard everyone got claimed for this shit. So just so you all know, I'm probably gonna edit this shit out of the video. Just so you guys know. This song copyright strikes. I think it just DMCA claims it. I think this just DMCA claims it. I don't think it'll get struck over here for a second. Okay, so with that DMCA stuff out of the equation, that's why there's not going to be certain bits of music playing during the video. Basically, from the kind of like stills that we've seen over here, obviously a lot of this is pre-rendered footage. I've talked a lot about Ananta before and how I was going to be a bit concerned about how they were going to do things like draw distance, how they were going to do things like, actually have this far of a scope in the world. But it also does look like, while some of it is pre-rendered, like maybe stuff like this, a lot of it does look like actual gameplay. So I do believe these devs have figured it out like gameplay. And I'm going to be real. It looks absolutely beautiful. And I will say another thing. It feels like this world in particular is heavily inspired by like sort of like the architecture, the city design of Japan. Maybe I might be one of the only guys I don't think I am. It really does look like it's heavily, and of course, right, the reason why I'm saying this is because of like the blossoms and stuff, but they've also got incredible public transport. As you saw with that fucking upside down train, and God knows what public transport is like, at least in America. I love the night market vibe here too. This looks great. This looks modern. And one thing I will say is that a lot of games nowadays don't really capture that modern feel particularly well. Some people might think about titles like ZZZ or perhaps like NTE and stuff like that. Those look a lot more cartoony. This looks like a place you would go to in real life. And I actually like that. I like that blended in with the obvious, fantasy elements. Like she's got, I don't know what that is growing out of her back. That you couldn't tell me the marine mammal that comes from. But I mean, it's a nice blend of aesthetic that they have going on over here. Character designs are, that there are a bunch of kid characters, but I think that they're relatively tastefully designed. So I don't think it's like this isn't like a Azure Premilia situation we got going on over here. Okay, what the fuck was that? Sorry, let me just see that again. This game is... I feel like this game's going to be goofy. Right? I feel like this game is going to be, like, a little bit silly. I feel like it's going to have, like, that comical sort of vibe. Actually akin to, believe it or not, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. I feel like that is something that these devs are really looking for. Kind of like comedic relief, a lot of that throughout the story. And... there's just something on the screen right now that's making me feel that way. I'm not really able to put a finger on it. Guys, it's going to be a little bit... I want to go see real quick if I've gotten, like, any sort of claim or something on my... Okay. So, okay. I kind of want to... I realize how long this is. I don't want to make this react too long. So I think I'm just going to, like, restart it from, like, the recording part. And... yeah, we'll maybe just do a review of some of the other points later. I'm also going to, like, turn the sound down a little bit because I think the balance was a little bit high. Don't worry, though. We only made it about 51 seconds into the video. Yeah, it was only about 51 seconds in. All right, let's get right on into it.
Wait, it's shut down?
We just got here. How's it already closed? And who told us to come here in the first place? Oh, it was...
Paycheck? We still haven't got our paycheck!
That is 1,000,000%. After a couple of rewatches of that one, that is 1,000,000% Paimon's VA. And I guess that's going to rub certain people a certain sort of way. I don't think it sounds that bad, though, so hopefully it doesn't put off people too much. The new VA is definitely better than the old one for Paimon, and I'm pretty sure this is the new one. These devs have done really well is show off actual gameplay in this trailer. The previous Ananta trailers that we've had were pretty much entirely pre-rendered, right? In engine, and wasn't really actually demonstrating what it looks like in game. And I feel like what they've kind of shown throughout this trailer is a lot of exactly that. What the gameplay is going to look like when you're actually there. And when it comes to like the vibes and the aesthetics, I really like how this area looks. I like that it actually looks like the real world. And of course, there are some fantasy elements blended in, but this looks solid. I really like the design of what we're seeing. The vibes in this trailer are absolutely immaculate. Well, they did things like Spider-Man swinging, all of that. But me seeing like the MC basically dancing in between all of these shots, this actually does feel like GTA. This game kind of feels like a little bit of a meme, but so does Grand Theft Auto, just as like a franchise. And I think it's actually going to feel really, really nice having a story that feels maybe like as a whole a bit more goofy. As you're going through it, and then the main character feels like a bit more of like comic relief, because that's really not like a vibe that I feel like we've gotten in gachas before. Some people are saying it feels like Saints Row. That game is genuinely just like a blast of fun. And the vibes that we're getting over here from this trailer really do feel. You all know what style of combat this is. And this is heavily, like, I don't think JRPG is the right word for it, but it's like Yakuza, Sleeping Dogs, Batman, all of that. And this is the thing. It's a very unique combat style. It's very action-oriented, but as you can kind of see over here, there are some kind of like unique characteristics about it that might make it feel a lot different for maybe the gacha games that you're playing right now, right? You're typically going to be fighting against like humanoid enemies, doing all of that, right? And then you'll be like locked into like these animations where obviously you're like grabbing the dude's arm and then smacking him in the chin. That combat is really going to feel very, very new in this genre of game, right? Or at least like the anime style one. But it's definitely been done before with the Yakuza series, with the Sleeping Dog series, and it feels amazing. Chaining together all this stuff. Yep, got the throw, the leg break. Oh, and it also has the environmental kills. Yep, it's the same photo. It's the same photo. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels like it does fit. However, I do have like the concern of hopefully the combat doesn't feel like it gets stale. And with the number of characters that should hopefully be in the game, different people to traverse the overworld with, all of that stuff, it'll probably not actually get that way. Because I imagine, right, what's it going to look like when, I don't know, like any other character is pulling up? Hand-to-hand combat looks like Sleeping Dogs, Batman, that sort of stuff. While the other, like, weapons and stuff like that, you got a bit more of a dynamic moveset. Okay. All right. And now we got... Okay, yeah, this is Grand Theft Auto. Okay, they're, like, so dead. Like, I hope we can rationalize in lore that we're literally, like, blowing up the city. And... Okay, so I guess the character's literally just a midget. Yeah, I guess the character's a midget, because that's 1,000% she's just downing a beer right now. Yeah, she's 1,000,000% just downing. That's like straight up, that is a beer. Sake. All right, now we got some more actual gameplay. Okay, all right. I think the trailer's over. Now this is what, I guess, a mission... All right. All right, is it... All right, now I guess we got some of the actual gameplay over here. Let's take a bit of a look. No more trailer stuff. I like what's going on with the map. The world looks huge. And it also, oddly enough, looks a little optimized. We saw like the draw distance, all of that. No NPCs, just to like reduce the loading times. It looks like they figured it out pretty well. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick. You kind of like, you look at the phone, you do the character switching, all of that. But I do wonder, right? How much of this is going to be in the gameplay and how much of this is going to be like isolated to the story, right? Like, is it going to result in you taking on like random endgame missions, right? And like random endgame missions, you bring like a squad of like 3 and then you're like, you're all in like different places at like the same time. That would be kind of sick. Maybe it's like Payday or something like that, where it's like replayable missions, and then that's how like the mechanic works. Because it would be, I feel like it would kind of suck if this is only in the story. You know what I mean? That I feel like I'd be disappointed if that features only in the story. NTE could never. Wow, that looked like actual car gameplay. I know what happens with the... I feel like in NTE, don't you just, like, go through the other cars or something? Don't you just, like, go through the other fucking cars or some shit like that? Like... Alright, mods, can you ban everybody saying spamming, put it in 4K? Idiots, I hope you realize the stream is not even in 4K. So me playing it in 4K doesn't even fucking matter because it's going to get downscaled when it gets streamed anyways. So stop spamming the fucking chat with play it in 4K. Jesus Christ. Holy fucking shit. Do you guys, you look at the fucking bottom of your screen right here, right? You click this shit. And it'll say 1080p. So what the fuck is the point of me playing it in 4K when the max that you're going to see it in is 1080p? Jesus Christ. There's like 30 people spamming it. You guys don't even know how fucking this shit even works. It's not going to change anything. Is that I hope this game launches with like a lot of content and a lot of missions. Because I feel like one thing, this game looks great, right? This game looks amazing. I feel like there's a ton of like really interesting stuff going on. New mechanics, new features, all of that. But I just hope it's not, I hope it's more than just like 3 hours of like good story. And then you gotta wait for the next patch, right? 3 hours of, like, good story missions. Because otherwise, I feel like it's just, like... It feels like it's one of those games that needs to have stuff I'm talking about. This looks like we're probably gonna be, like, dealing with, like, street gangs. Building up, like, street rep, right? And then, like, taking over areas from, like, the Mafia or, like, the other gangs that are, like, controlling it. Hood fights, that sort of stuff. That happens all the time, right? In, like, GTA San Andreas, y'all remember that one, as well as, like, Sleeping Dogs. So, this looks like that exact sort of vibe. That's the type of stuff that I'm saying for, like, 20 hours of, like, content. And this is the sort of stuff where you don't really need to do, like, any crazy, like, voicing or, like, storyboarding for it. Just, like, you know, map exploration, that sort of stuff. Just think about what you would typically find in, like, these GTA-style games. And the fact that I'm seeing stuff like this in the trailer is a great sign. Because they've, you know, they figured out how to make, like, that scalable content. Absolute. The main character is literally a meme. Like, bro just has, like, this lazy-ass, uninspired... Bro just doesn't even care. Bro straight up looks like he doesn't care at all about anything.
Good thing I can fly.
Surprisingly enough, I think the voice work really does. I wish the voice was like a little bit more mature on the MC. I think his voice is like sounds like a little bit too youthful. If it was a little bit more mature, I feel like it would be perfect. They've got like a good like deadpan sort of humor going on.
Today. Good thing I'm chill or I'd be robbing all their takeout. Forget it. Just make sure you don't get caught.
The dialogue doesn't seem like too badly translated or like too Gen Z or like too Zoomer either. It seems like okay. It seems all right. Yeah, not too bad.
Chill. I'm almost there. I won't get pinched.
Okay, yeah, this game's gonna be fun. Yeah, this game is gonna be funny as shit. I feel like a good part of the story is this game is going to have like, you know, like bits and pieces of like emotions. I do wonder if this game's gonna have like bits and pieces of like emotions and stuff like that. How they're gonna take on those parts of the story, if it's even going to be there. Because right now, all of what we've seen is really just like goofy shit. Well, I know what to do after seeing that one. Yeah, I gotta say, overall, the game is looking really, really, really damn good. And it looks like there's a lot of stuff that they have prepped ready to go. From the gameplay that I've seen in here and everything that it has in store, I gotta say, they've hit it out of the park with this one. Definitely worth pre-registering for. Definitely, like, I'm not really seeing a lot of stuff that seems like it could go wrong with the release, other than I could be concerned about the amount of content that's in release, how long the 1.0 story is, and what updates to the game are going to look like. Because one thing is for certain about a title like... one thing is certain about a title like Sleeping Dogs, Grand Theft Auto, Yakuza, all of that, right? You're kind of done with those games after 30 hours, right? You go 30, 40 hours, you kind of put it down, and maybe you'll go a couple of months before you pick it back up. This is a live service game, right? Where they want you to be continually playing day after day, every single week. It probably maybe will have dailies and stuff like that as well. And you need like bits and you need content that you know aligns with like the live service model. And I don't really think we've seen any content in here that specifically feels like it's going to like fuel a live service game for a very long time, right? And I'm talking about those that might be coming over from the game. They do the story and stuff like that, and then they leave, right, until the next story expansion comes out. And so I'm just hoping that they're able to really get that gameplay loop going. And if they can, I feel like this game is going to be very successful, right? But the thing is, it's about getting that live service gameplay loop established in this game. And I'm not really sure how their actual gameplay, like, how does like a sample mission play out? Like a 15-minute video on that. And I think that would be pretty damn cool. So yeah, looking forward to new news on this. We do have some new news to talk about, but that'll be covered in a future video. Because just as a bit of a reminder, this game actually has no gacha. So we'll be exploring that. See y'all next time. Peace. All right, let me get that one ready to go for the editorials. Yeah, so we'll be doing a bit more of like a detailed breakdown of this trailer along with the news that it has no gacha. Because I wanted to watch the trailer first, right? And it has quelled some of the concerns that I've had before. These cosmetics will have stats for sure. Will Ananta be a success or flop? there are a couple of very critical factors that need to be known for me to determine whether or not it would be a success or a flop. A, what is the monetization model? B, how are they monetizing? C, what's the grind looking like? B, how is stuff going? Like, how is stuff working? People might take your word of totally no gacha at the end of the video. I don't care. What are they gonna do about it? It's like the game hasn't even fucking had, like, any actual beta yet. Who the fuck cares what people, like, you actually spread misinfo. I found out 5 months later there was something akin to a slot machine in the... I don't fucking care. What? That's not my fucking problem. Like... What? I need to go back and edit my video. Just when the game officially launches 7 months from now, somebody might reference the last 10 seconds of my video. I don't care. And if somebody did care, I'll tell them to go fuck themselves. Okay. All right. If the anime reactors can do it, I believe you guys can too. I'm just telling my editors to see what magic they can deal with to like get the music not claimed. Yeah, that's basically what I'm asking my editors. Surely there's something you guys can do for like the sound to make it so that it makes it not get claimed. But I also don't want to, like, remove the song completely, because then it'll just be, like, fucking silence. So, yeah, there's probably some filter that they can use. Yeah. Just sing the song and overlay it. AI can separate tracks, then muffle is easy. Okay, apparently AI can separate tracks and muffles easy. Okay, whatever. We'll see. We'll see about that one. Alrighty. Time for part 2 of the video. Time for part 2. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to talk about the game that you have on the screen right now. Because Ananta has, without a doubt, blown a lot of the gacha space away with its first bit of news in the past 24 hours, right? They've gone ahead, they released a gameplay trailer. It looks amazing, it looks awesome. There's like great stuff going on over here. A lot of interactivity, a lot of comedic relief, a lot of very cool mechanics, like this one over here where you're like switching characters and now you're shooting people after getting stuck up. It looks awesome, right? But that isn't the only piece of news that the Ananta team has blessed us with as of late. They've got more. Because apparently, from this translated article that you're seeing on the screen from Famitsu, Ananta apparently has specifically, and this is the key word, guys, no character gacha. It's not at the level of, without slipping, all playable characters can be welcomed as long as you play. And so this is kind of like the thing over here. I don't feel like a lot of people have been up to date with how Ananta was going to monetize, what type of game it was actually going to be. A lot of people just knew that it was going to be like a competitor to NTE, and it was really going to have the GTA vibes. And this is the thing. They have 1,000% fulfilled those promises of being that NTE competitor and having 100% GTA-oriented vibes. The thing is, though, I think I actually know what's going on over here. And people that are going to go ahead and think that this is going to be like the most free-to-play friendly game ever might be in for a bit of a rough surprise. It's no joke at all, right, that the gacha space has been positively receiving news about games that are doing things like dropping the 50-50 system completely, like NTE, or like Duet Night Abyss, removing the character gacha completely, the weapon gacha, and then, you know, making all the stuff grindable in the game. However, I think Ananta is actually completely different. And from what we're seeing over here, it might even be way more GTA inspired than we had originally thought. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I think that this is going to be a very story-based game. And these characters that you're seeing over here, right? You're not going to unlock them. You'll just, like, meet them in the story. And then the customization that's actually going to be occurring will likely be a lot more focused around, let me just go find it. Stuff like this. And you want to know another game within this genre where you can go ahead, buy new clothes for your characters, right? Spend resources, do all of this customization. It's literally GTA. And so the viewpoint that I have is that, yes, there's not going to be a character gacha. That's pretty clear. They're not going to have that. But there's a reason why you kind of only see this character, right? You only see, obviously, the main character as well, and that little, midget with the white hair down here. They actually have, like, a really good showcase of exactly the feature that I'm talking about right about here. So you see over here, right? You got the character switch function. I think that, like, these are all the playable characters in the game. It's not going to have a particularly wide roster, right? So I'm just thinking that these guys are all naturally met in the story. You get, like, a crew of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, probably 3 max, to go on you with, or to meet up with you and then accompany you on, like, those story missions. But this is the thing. I don't think the roster of this game is going to be large. I don't think it's going to be that big. I think that you're going to have new cities that you can go to, right? New expansions, that sort of stuff. And then you meet, like, a new group of people. But they're all just going to be unlocked right off the rip. And I don't really think, especially based off of how I've seen the combat in the game, it might feel like all the characters actually play the same. Because what we're going to notice over here is I'll show you a bit of a combat showcase from within the demo. And what you'll be able to see is, well, this is one character using, they use their fists as well, so that's one weapon. They also have the tennis racket, or the badminton racket over here. Then they have this hammer as well. That's 3. Golf club, that's 4. Guns. RPG. It really seems like the characters might not actually have, like, specific kits or anything like that. It literally looks like every character is just going to have access to a bunch of different weapons. And then from there, right, a bunch of different weapons, and then maybe weapons are the stuff that there's, like, a gacha on. All of that. But everyone's going to have access to all the same tools. And then the main customization that you have is what the characters look like. And this is the thing. I don't think that this is necessarily an issue. I don't think that this is a problem. I think that having, like, a bit more of, like, a limited cast of characters, everybody's free, you've got baseline customization, and they all kind of have, like, the same attacks, I don't think that's really that much of an issue. But the thing is, if you're looking for a gacha title, I do think that this game might, like, really throw off what some of the expectations of people, the expectations from some people in the space, right? This is not like Duet Night Abyss, where Duet Night Abyss is launching with, like, 30 characters on the roster. They all have unique kits. They all have different weapon specialties. They all have, like, different skills, stuff like that. Maybe these characters will have those. Maybe, like, minor boosts, right? Like how in GTA 5, Trevor has like his rage mode. Michael has the slowdown while shooting. And then Franklin, right, gets the time slowdown when he's driving his car. Maybe they'll have like some minor stuff like that that's usable in the overworld, but I don't necessarily feel like we're going to get like fully fleshed out, completely different kits like you would in a game like Do It Night Abyss, or like you would in, you know, like literally any gacha. And so I would just hesitate to really make any crazy claims about, oh, Ananta's going to be the best free-to-play game ever. Oh, this is going to be like a gacha with like, you know, a bunch of different or like this is just basically a free gacha where every character is going to have a super unique kit and do like a bunch of different things. I think this is literally going to be like GTA in terms of what the characters are, where in GTA, right, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor basically play exactly the same in the overworld, aside from like some of their baseline abilities, but everything else is identical between those three. And from what I'm seeing in Ananta, seeing the character have access to, in this menu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different weapons, I don't really know. It feels like these characters are more like skins for the gameplay. And then you can have additional customization and maybe a unique ability or two on top of it. And so this is the thing. We don't have a lot of details. I don't want to make wide, sweeping, broad conclusions, but I could also say this is a little bit deceptive in the marketing. If it is really just like GTA, I think the marketing is a little bit deceptive, right? Because when people are thinking about a gacha with no gacha, they're thinking about like Duet Night Abyss, where all of the characters, once again, have unique kits, unique abilities, all of that fully fleshed out, while this, the characters look like skins of the MC. At least from what I've seen so far. I don't want to make any generalizations just yet. So I do think that there's a bit of a catch here. I do think that this is something that needs to be explored further, because specifically in this title, another thing that I want to hone in on, it has no character gacha. I think it's pretty intentional that it says over here, explicitly character. Because, well, look at this menu over here, right? If the characters are just skins of the MC, it would make a good bit of sense for things like cars, clothing, weapons, so on and so forth, right? It would kind of make sense for those to be potentially from a gacha. Maybe they're paid. But I do think it's a little bit sus that it says specifically no character gacha. Then we see in the gameplay over here an MC using 8 different weapons. And as far as I'm concerned, nothing actually differentiating a character from another character in the gameplay. Like, you see all the gameplay over here, right? There's nothing that makes any of these individual characters actually stand out. And if there was, I feel like it would be in the trailer. I could be entirely wrong about this, right? You can see a gold weapon bar. Was it in the pause menu over here, a gold weapon? Does anyone have a timestamp for it? Did I just show it? You showed it? Ah, shit. Y'all remember where the timestamp was? Should be like around here. Ah. Yeah, I was right about there. Okay. I see what you guys are talking about. This looks like a common weapon. The cleaver. Blue. Then you got purple for the SRs, and then you got the gold flamethrower for the SSR weapon. So, I'm going to be honest, guys. Maybe some CCs that have been making some kind of early takes on the specifically no character gacha. Maybe they got to go back and rewatch some parts of the video, because I've been seeing a lot of talk, a lot of motion about how this game's going to have no gacha at all completely. Then I see gold SSR weapons and SR purple weapons and blue common weapons. And then in the article that everyone's referencing where it has no gacha anymore, it specifically says no character gacha. Maybe these are craftables, right? Maybe all those CCs, I haven't watched their videos yet. Maybe they've gone ahead and they've talked about this as well. But I do think, like, this whole no character gacha focus and then seeing purple, gold, SSR, SR weapons is some interesting marketing. I will tell you that, right? Because a lot of people are riding the hype off of that whole Duet Night Abyss, no gacha. I don't think it's even slightly similar. I don't think it's slightly similar at all. And there might be some people that are getting the definitions a little bit mixed up. Because no character gacha here, I think we're slowly beginning to figure out what it means. So I would expect monetization for this game to mainly exist through things like the weapons. The characters look like skins of the MC that will have access to all the weapons. And of course, right, they should also have access to probably premium clothing that you're going to be able to get from potentially pulling on another gacha or through some kind of like cash shop or, you know, premium outlet over there. I may be just like reading into this whole specific no character gacha too much, but this also tells me only characters have no gacha, but everything else is up on the table for having gacha and having monetization and that sort of feature. So my final take on this issue is wait and see. And definitely don't draw any conclusions and do not make any comparisons if you want to be taken seriously without having the full details to games like Duet Night Abyss or even like really any gacha game that's on the market right now. Because we need more details. I want to know why there are SR weapons, why there are common weapons, why they have SSR ones. I want to know if the gear... Let's be honest, guys. There's SR gear over here. There might be legendary gear as well. It might all be bought in the shop, right? Even the weapons. Maybe all of this stuff is bought in the shop and all you're buying are like skins for the weapons. But this is the thing. This title doesn't say no character and weapon gacha. This title doesn't say no gacha. It's specifically character only. So let's take it a bit slow. Let's not let the hype get too crazy. Because one thing we don't want is people going in with the expectation that they can unlock everything in the game for free outside of skins. And then have one of the rudest awakenings ever when you can't use this flamethrower unless you spend $300. Because that could be the future. That could be the case if there's a weapon gacha. And I'm just going to be honest with you, right? If you go in thinking you're going to get all this stuff for free and then it's going to cost you $300 to use this flamethrower, you're going to be kind of fucking mad. That's what I would imagine. So I just want people to temper their expectations until we get some more news, because you could be in for one of the rudest awakenings possible. Because this is like an analogy I always like to use, right? This is an analogy that I always like to use. Drinking vodka is something that you can do, right? It might take some practice, but most people can take a sip of vodka and there's not really an issue. However, if you think you're sipping water and then you end up with vodka in your mouth instead, you might immediately vomit. Imagine you're super thirsty. You take a sip of something, or you take a chug of something, and you think it's water, but it's actually vodka. You'll end up throwing up, choking, doing all of that stuff. And this is the situation over here. I don't want people thinking this is going to be like Duet Night Abyss, same, like, you know, absolutely no monetization anywhere outside of skins or, you know, purchasing things directly. They think it's water, and then they end up getting vodka when they had to pay $300 for, you know, an SSR weapon. So yeah, that's just my final take. Again, I'm very hyped for this game. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks awesome. I love, like, the design of the story, the driving, the missions, all of that. But I'm not going to go ahead and praise it as God's gift to Gacha. Or that, you know, or that it doesn't have Gacha at all. So yeah, that'll be that for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you all thought. Peace. I wonder what other CCs have been saying about it. Unk, the weapons seem to have durability, though. How's that gonna work? I don't know. You go fucking repair them after the mission? Probably just so you don't spam one gun the entire time? Probably so that it feels like you should bring a variety of different weapons and spice up your gameplay instead of just using the AR for every encounter. Like, there are so many different reasons for why it could have durability. There's a bunch of different reasons, right? Maybe it's a set amount of durability. You can't use it every fight, so now you're influenced to buy 5 SSR weapons. Right? You're influenced to pull 5 SSR weapons for the endgame. Right? It's this is what I mean. We don't have any details right now. We don't have any details right now, so it's like we can't really make any crazy claims about it. Yeah, you know what? I'll make a point about this. Do they even... Yeah, I guess they do. One last additional thing that I'll mention here while we're on the weapon wheel is these weapons also have durability, right? We don't know if this is going to be durability that you repair from, like, spending the game's regular currency. We don't know if this is, like, something that gets refreshed after every mission so that you're incentivized to pull multiple weapons to be able to clear a mission. There's not a lot of details out on these systems. And I feel like once we have more details on these systems, we can truly see just how predatory or how player-friendly the monetization is. But drawing conclusions now and saying this is like God's gift to Gacha players, I think it's a bit of a stretch. So yeah, that's the thing. I just want people not to, again, put something on a pedestal and then when it's not what they envisioned, crash out. Because a lot of people... It's happened to a lot of gays recently. All right. Let's get that video cooking. You can just take the existing music and I think dampen or put a filter on it. It's okay if it sounds kind of shitty and muted. Just as long as it doesn't get, claimed. So we can test a couple of uploads with different stuff. Okay, sorry, just talking with the editors about the Ananta music situation, but I think they're figuring it out. Alrighty. It's attack power and durability stat. From what it sounds like, it seems like the durability just actually gets reset after every mission. That's what it seems like to me. So, yeah. That's what it seems like to me. But I will say, these Ananta devs need to start, like, buying the fucking license for the songs that they're using, because I'm gonna be real here. There's gonna be people that just don't want to react to their shit. There's gonna be people that just don't want to react to their shit or, like, deal with their shit because of the, because they're getting copyright claimed on the videos. I'm not even joking. There are people that are going to do that. Yeah, they just won't react to stuff, and that just, like, kills the hype of the game, right? Because, like, surely they can produce their own music. Or surely if they have enough to pay One Direction, or sorry, One Republic to use their music. Currently, the website is under work. Let me see. Let me see here. What does it look like? What the fuck? Is this the only character that I can see? Oh, you gotta, like, scroll through. You know what? I think we'll add this to the video as well. And just as, like, further reinforcement of the idea that the characters are gonna function probably more as, like, MC skins with a special ability or two, when you go onto the Ananta website right now and look at the character menu, you've actually only got about 4 of them available. You've got Captain, Taffy, the Paimon-sounding one, Richie, who, of course, we saw a lot in the trailer with the tail, and then Seymour, the guy that I don't know why he has that mask on, but that's it. So you got 4 of them showing up currently right now, with, I would imagine, more showing up in later versions when the story's focused on them. But this is why I'm giving the take of this game not having a character gacha kind of feels like it doesn't really mean anything, because it doesn't really have that many characters in the first place. It almost wouldn't make sense for any of these guys to be on a gacha at all. All right. Alrighty. What? All right. Let me add one last clip. Why is this fucking shit taking forever, bro? Oh, I hate my folders sometimes. Sometimes when I'm in, like, Finder and there's, like, a folder with a bunch of shit in it, that shit takes fucking forever to load, bro. I'm, like, looking for one 10-second file, man. Oh, this is so pain. So basically, this game is full of cosmetics. Nobody has any clue. Nobody has any clue. But I'm just looking to actually give you the real take on what no gacha in this game actually means. Because right now, I feel like it's not what people are thinking when they think of no gacha. People are thinking of Duet Night Abyss, no gacha. This game currently has 4 characters on its website. This game has 4 characters on its website. So, like, even if they wanted to do a gacha, you wouldn't be able to because there's 4 fucking characters in the game. GTA monetization? That seems like what they're going for, right? And one thing you do in GTA monetization, guys, is you sell the cars and you sell the weapons. And I'm just going to be honest with you. If this game launches with a weapon banner and a car banner, and it just has gacha for weapon and cars, everyone just got basically baited. I'm just going to be real with you, because it's just going to be another gacha game. And so that's why I really honed in on the specific wording of no character gacha. Because if they just have a weapon and a car one, then it actually is just kind of Not a lie, technically, but it's a massive fucking bait. And when I see an SSR weapon, which is this flamethrower is a gold SSR weapon, I don't know if you buy it. I don't know if you pull it. But it's like, well, I mean, because guess what? You want to know what I find a little bit interesting? This is a consumable grenade. Why would they have an SSR grenade? And you want to know how and this is the thing, right? You get the grenade and you can reuse it a set number of times per mission. I'm pretty sure you get 5 uses out of this, right? For each combat encounter. It goes down by 20% each time you use it. That's why it's at 40, because you used it twice. I'm pretty sure this grenade, it will, like, drop. Either you buy it, right? Or you pull it from the gacha. And the nice part is that you'll be able to have the grenade permanently. But then there's going to be probably, like, an SSR grenade that's, like, better. And so, I think that what makes sense to me is that, the gachas may be a lot more affordable. But there's a gacha I feel like there's going to be a gacha for the weapons. Think about it this way, guys. They put the Yamato on here. And then you do a judgment cut with the attack animation. You're going to pull that weapon. Shut the fuck up, okay? Just shut up. If they put the Yamato on here and then they gave it the judgment cut attack, you're going to pull it. You're going to spend money on it. Just shut the fuck up. Right? Stop lying to yourself. You're going to have people cosplaying as Virgil. They're going to find the first katana in this game. You have people cosplaying Virgil in Elden Ring. They're going to do it in this fucking game, especially with the dress-up system, bro. Clip is right after first clip should be added to when we cover the SSR/SR weapons in the weapon reel. Second clip added when I mention how the characters will probably be skins of the MC with 1 or 2 special abilities. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Now we got a bit of an update. I'm quite interested in that. Could we work on the timeline I suggested? Sorry, guys. It's a busy day today. It's a busy day today. We're a working professional right now. I may or may not video on a short basis, so that could be why I'm a little bit busy. I found out what was going on, boys. I found out what was going on. I adjusted my wire this morning, and it got, like, caught on something. It was getting, like, pulled out of the other socket. Yeah, I was getting, like, caught and pulled out of the other socket. So that's why it's a little bit fucked up right now. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good now. Alrighty. So, Time for a bit of an update on some other things we got going on. That's the Ananta Gacha stuff. We've covered the Ananta trailer. How about we take a look at the Wuthering Way survey? Isn't that something we got going on? So why don't we do that? Lash them for a lot of things. Guys, there's a lot of stuff we can get feedback on for this survey. It's been a relatively fucked up patch. I will just, it's been a kind of a fucked up patch. All right. Well, would you look at that? Right on cue. Why does this game always force me to, like, click the start button again after a 1 second patch? It took 1 second to patch the game. Surely you don't have to close and reopen the game for a 1 second patch, right? I'm just being entirely honest with you. I feel like that is something that can be avoided. Crash taunts? Guys, you might be saying I'm crashing out. I'm gonna be real. I feel like every time I've gotten mad today, it's been entirely justified. Like, I have motherfuckers watching a 1080p stream asking me to upscale it to 4K so it can immediately be downscaled back to 1080p. Bros, like, my monitor isn't even 4K. There's no point. Like, do these guys not know you need a 4K device for 4K to matter? Otherwise, you're like super sampling a video and you won't even fucking notice it if your resolution's not good enough. It's like literally a waste of like every resource possible. It's like asking me to stream at 240 frames. Motherfucker. The stream's stuck at 60. What's the point of me quadrupling it on my end? This is the worst take of the day. Okay, let me just remind you that you spend a significant amount of your life, you open up my stream and then just talk shit about me for 5 hours. This is how you spend multiple hours of your day. I hope you realize this. I hope you realize this. I keep you in here for fun. But sometimes I feel like you just need to have a moment or two of self-reflection. All right. I need to go take a piss. I'll BRB. Let me go. I'll play you some good music.
screaming.
You can run, you can try to hide. Just know I'm gonna break you. No one's gonna save you. Hear me roar, I want nothing more. Just know I'm gonna.
Where are we at in the song? What's a good stopping point so I don't piss people off? Okay, there we go. There we go. That is actually my favorite part, though. You know what? We'll let my favorite part play. This part is a certified banger.
I'm a little bit obsessed, and that's why I be coming for your neck. I'm coming for another pound of flesh. Got you running for a place to hide, but it'll be a waste of time. I'm patient, I only bite when the danger's high. I smell blood, that's a good enough reason. Your heart's getting stuck between my front teeth, and just when you thought it was done, and I'm leaving. Nope, the fang's deep, and I'm screaming.
Okay, that's enough. You might want to watch this video before the survey. Nah, I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah, it's a 14-minute video about the problems with Wuwa's combat, but yeah, I feel like I'm already well aware of what the main issues are. Maybe I'm writing it off, but yeah, it. Okay, you know what? I'll listen to 1 second of it. We'll listen to 1 second of it.
Bosses and Wuthering Waves would have easily been the thing I liked most about the game, as they really separated it from most other games in the space. Enemy on screen and maintaining good distance throughout combat, when you want to target a specific enemy, but there are multiple targets you're trying to keep track of. Now, how the more content with a lower quality? Performance of the game get better, as it not only affects combat, but can also affect every other area of
What are the issues?
animation, camera and lock-on issues, such as the ability to track a target hit before or after the attack's animation.
Okay, I don't really know what this concern. Yeah, those complaints sound. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Hello and welcome everyone to another Wuthering Waves.
Here's why Gion's 5-star dedicated support is Chacona. Yeah, I'm pretty aware of that as well. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. I need a new Lunite pass. That much is certain. How many days do I have left on that bad boy? Not a lot, right? Not a lot on that bad boy. 1 day? Ooh. Ooh, that's a little bit rough. Alrighty. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another bit of great news from Kuro Games. They've sent out another player satisfaction survey for version number 2.6. And boy, oh boy, do I have a lot of grievances when it comes to this version. I feel like that 2.6 has kind of like been the end result of a lot of different factors. Things like, maybe a lot of the employees being busy at KuroFest, the beta testers focusing more on leaks than actually doing their job, and the end result has been a fuck ton of bugs in this version of the game that have made a lot of the content that you go through regularly feel really, really off. Some of the big examples that come to mind for me is the Mia hologram, which feels like it was play tested by 3 people before it got released, and as well as the weird situation that's going on in Whimpering Waste with Augusta and her liberation, which is not really supposed to be a bug, but has some of the most inconsistent, like, wave respawning mechanics I've ever seen, where sometimes another wave spawns and then sometimes it doesn't. It feels like a bug, but apparently it's not. but definitely something that should have been addressed a lot more in the beta so that on release, you don't have so many people wondering why the fuck it works this way. So, yeah, that's going to be some of the grievances that I have right off the bat. Why don't we go ahead, open up the questionnaire from Yang Yang, and get flashbanged, and then get right on into it. Alrighty. Hopefully, you know, I kind of wish there was a better way to zoom in over here. Let me test something out real fast. Nope, the game told me to go fuck myself. Anyways, let's go ahead. I was trying to click like Control plus or Control minus to actually make the text larger. But yeah, there's not really too much I can do over here. So let's start the survey. Let's get right on into it and see what questions Kuro Games has in store for us. Maybe they've been hearing my complaints specifically and will give me those tailored questions because every one you get is different depending on the type of player you are. All right, please let us know your age. I always lie on this. I always pick like a range between like these numbers. So we'll go for 29 today. All right. So far, how would you rate your overall experience in Wuthering Waves version 2.6 by Sun's Scourge by Moon's Revelation? New content includes the new main quests, the new event titled Defense Simulator, and the new Resonators. I would say overall satisfied. Yeah, overall satisfied with everything. It is a great patch, great content as a whole. I don't think there are a lot of issues with it from like a fulfillment perspective, but the experience as you go through some of the stuff does feel, you know, with the examples that I've shown before, it does feel like it was missing a little bit of polish. That, and there wasn't really that many combat events. All right, based on your experience in the current version, how satisfied are you with the following? From very dissatisfied to very satisfied or unable to rate. Story, world exploration, environment visuals, music and sound effects. Music and sound effects, I would say, very satisfied. I think they did a great job with both the characters as well as all the stuff that shows up in the story. Environmental visuals, I would say very satisfied. World exploration, you know what? It's like all of these things, they're not related to combat. They're entirely based off the story and all of that. I would put actually very satisfied for all four of these. Yeah, I don't personally have an issue with any of the stuff that was listed over here. So, yeah, I'll put very satisfied for all of them. Next up, combat performance optimizations. I'm going to put somewhat dissatisfied. I'm going to put very dissatisfied with performance optimizations because literally, like, I don't know what happened in the TOA. I'm lagging in the TOA now. I'm like lagging in the menus. I can't have it like running in the background. Otherwise, like my entire stream setup just starts getting like delayed. I don't know what they did in this update, but like menus are literally performing way worse than they were before. Okay. Resonator visuals, very satisfied. I think Yuno and Augusta look great. And then Resonator building. Mia's boss is a complete piece of shit. Yeah, you gotta go into the loading screen and then exit the loading screen to farm the Echo. And that alone is enough. I would actually have put overall satisfied or very satisfied, but Mia's domain is so fucked up for grinding it that it's gonna drag it all the way from here down to here. Cause I'm just gonna be real here. Who playtested that? Who playtested that when every other domain Echo in the game just lets you restart without spending your waypoints? For Mia's, the only way to restart it without exiting out the domain, going through a loading screen, and then going back in is to spend waypoints. Then it gives you the restart button. Every other domain in the game just lets you restart without spending waypoints. And the newest one for Mia is the only one that doesn't. It feels like a bug. It never got fixed. And it's like, why wasn't it raised as a bigger issue in the beta? Next up, events and challenges, e.g. Title Defense Simulator. There needed to be more combat events in this update. Co-op, what are you even talking about, co-op experience? Why even put this question on there when it's not there? Why even put that question on there when there isn't even a co-op event? I'm going to put very dissatisfied. And then UI design, I mean, I think the UI is functional, sleek. I think it's great. I have no issues with the UI, and I've never had issues with the UI. But yeah, events and challenges, no combat events, so I'm going to put it low. No co-op events, so I'm going to put it very dissatisfied. And then UI design, yeah, it's great. It's fine. I have no issues with it. What do you think of the amount of playable content in version 2.6? I think that the actual playtime of all the events is pretty good, but it doesn't have enough events that I actually liked in this version. I think some of the puzzle ones were like okay, but it's a lot of like kind of like goofy sort of leisure events and not a lot of combat stuff. I had some fun doing the combat challenges. Those sort of felt like events. They actually took like 15 minutes to do them that are in the overworld. You know how there's like that stone sword that you like interact with and you have like 3 different challenges you can do. There's like 4 of them total. That was actually fun. You could technically consider that a combat event because it was about as long as one. I just want more of that shit. It was great. How satisfied are you with Fantasies of Thousand Gateways? I would say overall satisfied. I think the main thing is that I want options to like save runs. I would love the option to do something like what HSR has in the Divergent universe, where I can save runs of a team and then be able to like speed farm Echo boxes and like tubes and tuners that way, where I just like fight Scar again. I use a previous team that I cleared with all the buffs, all the upgrades, and then I can like redeem for 60 or 120 weight plates and then be able to get tubes and tuners that way. I think once you add that, this game mode is pretty much there. So yeah, a way to speed farm the unborn Echoes via past Fantasies of Thousand Gateway runs, just like Honkai Star Rail's Divergent universe. So yeah, that's the question. We might just move our camera over here and just move it throughout. But yeah, that's how I would approach that one. So yeah, overall satisfied. Would love that one fix. Next up, how satisfied are you with the second coming of Solaris Ultra? I haven't actually played it yet, but from what I've seen so far, from what I've seen so far, it looks fun. So I'll put overall satisfied. How satisfied are you with Hunt of Ash and Steel? I mean, it's just... I don't have any issues with it. I think it's fine. I think it's always been fine whenever it's been in the game. It's just, hey, you get time-limited rewards for exploration and doing quests in the area. I don't really know how I could make it better, so I just put very satisfied? Like, it's good, it's great, it's awesome. It's nothing crazy, but it's also like, yeah, it's just a checklist. So I can't think of anything to add for it. I don't think it needs changing, so just very satisfied. How satisfied are you with the... Again, it's just stuff that you get for doing the exploration. So yeah. How satisfied are you with the Prince of Plateaus? What is this event? Is this the one where you like talk to Yuno and you do that stuff? I guess this one is just... I don't really know what the point of these questions are. It's just like free Astrite for like a very leisurely sort of stuff. Oh, the photo event? Yeah, I'm neutral on photo events. It's another photo event in a patch where there are not very many combat events. Where there are 0 combat events. If this was accompanied by a wider variety of interactive events and not just casual and not just leisure ones, I would rate it higher. How satisfied are you with Marks of the Wild? So I actually did this one off stream. I did this one off stream and I kind of wish I did it on stream because like low-key this shit was fucking hard. This was harder than this was like harder than the Tower of Adversity. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was good. They designed it well, and there was one stage where I had to reduce the difficulty. There was one stage where I had to do it, and I was like, brother, I cannot for the life of me figure out. I think it was stage 2, and you had like 5 moves, and the board was like this big, and it had like the 2 like squares. That's the only. It was like stage 2 max difficulty. That was the only one I had to reduce difficulty on. I had to go from like 5 to 8 moves, That's the only way I could do it. All the other ones, I got them good. I got them okay. But that one, nah, brother. Everything else, I got no problem. That's why I actually wanted to record the video. So I think more of events like this, where it's like, it doesn't feel brainless. You got to do some thinking, and there are a variety of ways to solve the puzzles. I actually like this one. Wind Rider Project. Brother, is this even an event? Don't you just talk to somebody and you're done? It is not really an event. It's just a very short quest that is great because it gives Astrite. But you unlock Flight in Jinzhou without even doing it. So it feels it feels very shallow. I mean, I'm neutral on it, but it's like, it's objectively not a good quest. How satisfied are you with Title Defense Simulator? I would say overall satisfied. Yeah, I think overall satisfied is the way that I'm gonna go with for this one. Why is Title Defense Simulator? The gameplay is fun, but what brings it back, what prevents it from being a 100% positively received game mode is the fact that it feels like it doesn't belong in this patch. It should have been saved for a filler patch where there is less content, like map exploration, story, its main story, etc. to do. Yeah, that's my take. It should have been saved for a different patch. I don't think it belonged in 2.6. I don't think it belonged in 2.6 with the other stuff we had in the patch. If it was saved for another one where it was like filler, and then there was like a more hashed out combat event this patch, that would have just been way better. Just in terms of like ordering. It would have been good in 2.5 or it would have been good in 2.5 for sure. Yeah, this would have been an amazing event to have in 2.5 where it felt super dry. But this patch feels like it has a lot of events, no combat ones, but it does feel like there's a lot of them. What device did you use most often? PC. Did you like the feature where a main quest is included in the second half of a new version? I like it. I like it. It rehashes the hype halfway through the version and kind of like reorients you on where the story is going. While in like 2.5, for example, right? The second half of the patch. Yeah, the second half of 2.5 was kind of dry, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, the second half of 2.5 was kind of like, it took a long time to go by. And I'm going to be real here. The second half of 2.6 feels like it is flying by. That might be due to like all of the other news happening in the Gacha states, all of that, updates to the TOA, all of those things. But yeah, I think it's good. I like it. It also brings up the hype for the second half character too. Yuno would not be as popular, you know, either on like social media or videos or any of that if the quest all was done in one go. Do you prefer the current version or version 2.5 of Fantasies of Thousand Gateways? Oh, the current version. If you like version 2, if you like the old version of Fantasies of Thousand Gateways more, I think you got issues. 1,000,000%. Yeah, it's 1,000,000% better. Could you specify why you prefer the current version? The requirement to reselect. I like the new UI. It looks much cleaner. And being able to manually activate sigils feels more interactive. I like the adjustments made to certain sigils. Time stop sigil is very cool, and so is the The sigils feel more intentional when they are not automatically activated in combat, and feels like I am making a conscious decision in my gameplay, which feels good. The new room, Dreamless Room, was fun to play. Yeah, that's the Scar boss. That one feels good. I got to decide when to enter it. I could obtain all the available Astrite without using the recommended resonators. That's good. Core metaphors, absolutely. Yeah, that's all good stuff. Have you ever participated in offline events organized by the Wuthering Waves team? Well, I know what somebody's going to write. They're going to put Kuro Fest. No. All right, what types of Wuthering Waves offline events would you like to participate in? Can I just be entirely honest with you? None of these sound like that exciting. From the list that I'm seeing on here, it's like collaboration event. Oh, I'm gonna go visit a tea shop. I don't know about that one, man. I feel like large anime game conventions, small check-in events. Not really. It's like, what are you gonna do there? Like, go drive out, go talk to people for like 15 minutes, then leave? I'm good. Like, themed concerts. Hey, if the music is good, if they have like an actual like show for Wuwa's music, I think that could be kind of interesting. Small live shows, nah, I'm good. Pop-up retail events, nah, I'm good. Large themed carnivals, hey, maybe that could sound interesting. Stage plays, nah. Orchestral, sure. I think these would be the main ones. Yeah, those four. I would probably only go if it was like a big event, like a big one where you can stay for a long time, like actually make it worth, like, worth the time to like go drive there, drive back. But yeah, this like, I don't know. I'm not going to like a fucking 7-Eleven, bro. I'm good. All right. What would you like to do at an offline event?
Kuro Games, are you specifically tailoring an event just for me so you can find out exactly what it takes for me to go to something? Okay, I'll let you know right now.
Take photos with cosplayers. I'll take a picture with Camellia. Does that count? Like I'll take a picture with the mascot Camellia. I don't know if that counts as a cosplayer though. Well, yeah, sure. Build sets. Is this like fucking Legos? What do you mean build sets? I don't know what the fuck that means. Participate in interactive activities, stamp rallies, or team competitions. Yeah, I'll go have a boxing match. I'll go fight Kuro creators in a boxing ring. Yeah, I'm down. And the only one that I'm hesitant to get in the ring with is Gacha Smack. Yeah, I think that's the only one that I'm hesitant to get in the ring with. But everybody else, yeah, hey, game on, brother. Let's do it. Get free merchandise. Yes, I'll accept free things. I won't say no to free things. I feel like a lot of people would answer yes to this question. Buy fan-made products. Depends on how good they are. Enjoy live music by individual performers or brands. If they're good, purchase limited edition merchandise. I don't like getting real offline. Try out unreleased versions of games, true. Enjoy or participate in on-stage activities. You know what would be so much fun? Jeopardy! Wuwa Edition. This character has an outro skill that's 20% electro and 25% liberation damage amplification. What is a power crept Yinlin? Yeah, these look good to me. All right. Based on your experience in the game so far, do you have any additional feedback or suggestions? All right, this looks like the last question of the survey. So I guess this is where we're going to have to talk about a couple of things. One, fix the Mia hologram boss. It feels like nobody play tested this thing because it's a walking bug with the camera angles, lack of attack camera lock on, visual clarity, it's a mess. It's a mess and one of the most unfun holograms in the game and a huge step down from previous bosses. Second, adjust the TOA floors 3 and 4 to increase the damage buffs given to the player as time goes on in the clear. Players with lower investment should have a lot more comfort dealing damage. Remove bosses like the Lampy Lumen Myriad or adjust their movesets since bro is cosplaying, since the boss is cosplaying Rosia for 30% of the clear and half of the roster cannot hit him. And it is very toxic gameplay to experience. We're in earthquake mode right now. What else do we got? So, you got that whole thing going on. Start buffing some older units. Some older limited units. I.e. Yinlin. Buff her damage significantly, as she is essentially an outro bot who contributes nothing to the team. Outside that, Jian, improve his tracking and ability to damage enemies during his liberation, but not necessarily his DPS. What else? What is like some other shit that's hilariously fucked up on the run? I think those are the two main ones. Zhang Liao, I think if Yinlin's buff, Zhang Liao has no issues. Because Zhang Liao in dual DPS is perfectly fucking fine. Oh. Adjust the Mia regular boss to allow players to restart her domain to grind her echoes without spending wave plates. The integration of this boss challenge is a huge step back from prior implementations like Nightmare Hikari, etc. What else? Fix burning waves in Whimpering Wastes to trigger earlier with less embers, and also buff the gold token that interacts with burning waves by giving it a passive damage effect that just doubles or triples when burning waves is activated. This token is extremely bad in practice, and is actually worse than purple ones. Improve overall playtesting of the version. The beta testing has been actually insane with how many issues fell through the cracks and greatly diminished enjoyment in the early days of the patch. And yeah, I think that's going to be the main feedback over here. Because oh my, has there been a lot of fucked up stuff in this patch. A lot of stuff in this patch has had some issues. Oh, and last one. Allow for conversion of nightmare nests to tacit fields following their daily use to give more nightmare echoes, tubes, and tuners as a replacement for regular tacit fields, as the resources as wave plates can feel wasted farming other sets. Okay, I think those are the main gameplay ones over here. I think if they were to do all of these things, the game would without a doubt become much better. I don't think there's a single disputable thing on this list. Oh, yeah. Claim all for echoes after clearing a nightmare nest. I spend literally 2 minutes. I spend literally 60 plus seconds doing nothing but watching animations and pressing the interact button. It feels bad. I'm just sitting there. It's just that for a minute. And then you do that 3 times a day. That's just 3 minutes just sitting there pressing F. It's awful. All right. Those are the main ones that I have on the table. I don't think that a single one of these are disputable. I genuinely think if you take a look at all of these suggestions that I made, I don't think a single one makes the game worse. So, yeah, I think we're ready to submit. All right. But it appears that is that for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Really wish there were some more end-game oriented questions on here. Maybe they're saving them for the next survey after more people have gotten an opportunity to sink their teeth into the new TOA. It is only roughly about 6 days into the update, so maybe next patch is when they'll have more end-game oriented questions. Or maybe they just decided because I'm so good and I have a 36 out of 36, I had no problems with the end game, so they didn't bother asking me the question. No idea, but definitely had some more concerns that I thought I could raise in the actual questions themselves. But unfortunately, the questions weren't there, so we had to spend a little bit of time at the end. So yeah, that'll be it for this one. Let me know what you all thought. I should get off this screen. I'm fucking blinded. Yeah, that's what the difference in lighting looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so let me know what you thought about this one. My responses, and peace out. Alrighty, well, that was a good bit of fun over there. Good bit of fun over there. Alrighty. Have you addressed the gadget wheel fix for Wuwa yet? Yeah, I've already uploaded a video on it. Fire the Reddit mods. I don't think the in-game survey is the place to talk about firing Reddit mods. And don't worry, guys. I think the mods have had a stern talking to with Kuro Games. No lie. They've actually started moderating the subreddit more. I've heard. I've seen some of the posts about it. What is this clip? It's just that for a minute. Does that make you guys giggle? Yeah, you laughing now? You found that funny? All right. This is proof that you have never done a single nightmare nest in the history of the game. Because you would realize if you had done a single one, the swap cancel doesn't work. Because you're still gated by the cooldown. Like you've never done one before. And you're typing in here with your...
Oh, they just don't know the secret tech. Oh, these guys are simply uneducated. They don't know how to do it properly.
And if you would have done one a single time, you'd be like, that the swap cancel doesn't work. There's an ICD. There's a cooldown on claiming them.
In the limelight. Brad salutes you.
Together we vanish.
You do it daily. Just stop lying. I don't know why you would lie about something like that. It's so weird. Like, you're just lying. I don't get it. It's such a strange thing to do. Like, I could just do what I need to do them anyway, so I'll just, like, do one, and I'll show you why you're lying. Can confirm there's a collection cooldown. Anyone that's done a single nightmare nest in their fucking life would tell you it feels fucked up. Anyone that does a single one would tell you all the exact same stuff. Oh, fix the camera placement. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a. Yeah, you're hiding my amazing concerto generation. How did I not get an outro skill there?
Climax of the show. Listen carefully. Same actor, different role. Huh.
Together we vanish. Feathers incinerate. Crosscut. Sever. Take form.
Hey guys. Hey guys, can I collect the next one? Oh wait. I can't. I gotta wait. Like, bro's just out here being like, oh, they don't know the secret tech. Guess what? This is what it looks like when you don't swap. It's the same fucking photo.
First to the treasure.
So you can swap. You cannot swap. It's the same fucking experience. You just sit there. Wait for the animation, then you can collect the next one. It doesn't matter if you swap.
They don't know the secret tech, though. They're simply uneducated. Look, this guy streams Wuthering Waves every day and he doesn't know the tech. I need to go tell everybody. It works. I do it daily, I promise.
To which stage will life guide us next?
I do it daily. I know what I'm talking about.
Whatever it is, I'll play my role to the fullest.
Does this guy... let me try it once. Motherfucker, you just saw it live. You heard me mashing my F key. Oh, but I see why he's trying it, though. Because, like I said, he's never done a single fucking nightmare nest in his life. He's about to do it for the first time. But he needs to see it for himself. Like, brother, sometimes these people, man. Let him cook, bro. Anyone that's fucking done a single nightmare nest in their fucking life would tell you the exact same thing that I'm saying. Collecting them is a pain in the fucking dick. Honestly, I've skipped days of doing nightmare nests because I think about it and I'm like, I actually don't want to sit there and just press F for like 20 minutes. I think I'll just log off for the day. I'm not even joking. That's been a part of the thought process. I was just like, it's like kind of a pain in the ass to do these. I'll just do 2 task fields and dip. And if I'm at the point where I'm making a decision like that for this, yeah, it's a little... Some could call it lazy. I just think it's like, hey, I'm just not burning out of the game.
Perfect finale.
Hey, if I can't do it in Wuwa, I'll do it here.
Together we vanish. Perish in flames. Beckon the divine flame. Sever. Get to me!
Don't worry, guys. I used the forbidden technology. Oh, look how fast it is. Oh, I'm going so fast. I made sure to do my swaps. Look at me, mommy.
It's still so fucking slow, bro.
First to the treasure.
I like how this guy is still... He still hasn't come back. I just did one and he still hasn't come back. Like, I just did one and he still hasn't come back. It's like, how do you even explain that? He's still collecting.
First to the treasure.
Funny thing is, he's an old chatter. I recognize his name. He is an old chatter. He is an old chatter. But he's a bit of a dumb one, so it is what it is. He'll be back tomorrow. I know he'll be back tomorrow.
Stage will life guide us.
He's an old chatter. Yeah, he's been following since December, but he's only been gifted subs,
Well,
right?
Whatever it is.
He's
I'll
only
play my
been
role to the
gifted
fullest.
subs, so I don't really care about him that much. Because A, bro types some of the dumbest shit all the fucking time. I actually remember that name. He types dumb shit all the time. I'm pretty sure I've actually timed him out before. So, it is what it is. Bro gets gifted subs, then writes dumb shit in my chat. I remember I laid it on a little easy one time because I thought he was actually a sub. But no, I found out his sub was gifted, and then I think I actually banned him for like a week. It was like something like that. I was like, okay, yeah, now that I see that, you're not actually a supporter. So like, I don't care. This is the thing, guys. Part of being a CC is, would you listen to somebody that's... You're probably going to be more likely to hear somebody out if you know that they're actually supporting the channel. More than just fucking turning on ad block and then increasing the viewer count. You probably do listen to them more. Then I find out they're not actually even doing that. They just got lucky with the fucking gift RNG. Then, yeah, there's not really a lot of patience there on my end. I support Saint, but he ignores me. I read your messages for emotional support. Yeah. Just because I don't respond to them means I can still read them. Alright. Alright, I'll sub every month if I get VIP. Is that allowed? Can I sub somebody on the basis that they're giving me money? Or can I VIP somebody on the basis that they're giving me money?
The battlefield is dynamic. Do not let your guard down.
While the moon cycles, I remain.
Like, that doesn't sound like... That sounds like incredibly legal. That's actually sad. That sounds pretty normal. In fact, that seems like the normal way to do it. How do you get VIP when you go to the club? How do you get VIP when you go to the soccer stadium? You spend money to be a VIP at the club. You spend money to be a VIP at the stadium. Some people, they get in because they, like, know the owner, right? Some people get in because they're friends with, you know, somebody else that works there. Cool. Yeah, some people, they just pay to win to get the VIP. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and say that's an illegal maneuver. Sounds pretty fair to me. I'm not reading that, Roach. You know, I should have... right now a fucking... What's the guy? What's his name? The fucking Kelpie should be my Echo right now. I was thinking about that. Yeah, the fucking Chacona sword, or the Cartithia sword, is, like, not actually that good. On Chacona. It's not really that great. Well, yeah, it only gives 10% fucking attack. Or 10% arrow damage. While the Kelpie just gives you a straight up, like, fucking... What's it called? Just 2% more.
Thanks for watching. Perfect. Listen.
And essentially 2 casts, you're never using the first cast. You're never using the first cast with Chakota on the Kelpie. Sword is 20%. No, brother, just stop spreading misinfo in my chat because you can't fucking read, bro.
Ready for battle. Unstoppable. Bide the time. Break.
Thanks for watching. A perfect chord.
This boss is just toxic, bro.
Now watch closely.
That's the only... I think, literally, this is the only problem in the TOA. It's this fucking dude over here. He is just literally the most... You have people playing Sonny, and they're struggling. That's how fucked up this boss is, bro. You have people playing Sonny.
Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A grand overflow. A perfect chord. Listen, the trio of destiny. I'll indulge you. Answer my call. Entertain me. Future.
Ready for battle. Unstoppable.
Shape.
That's a pretty good clear time. If I do say so myself, that's pretty good.
And you want to know what the best part about this team is? Is that Yuno isn't even heavily benefiting from the stage buff. Because Yuno's, like, entering the field, right? She has, like, maybe 1 stack of the stage buff. It's not like she's going in and, like, you know, actually breaking the game mode with how much damage she's dealing as a sub DPS. So it feels like this is maybe 10 seconds faster, maybe 5 seconds faster than it would normally be. Gion's... So, this is the funny part about the dialogue of Gion's just getting carried by the supports. Hey, guys. What does a Cartithia team look like without Chacona or Arrow Rover? I'm just wondering. Can y'all tell me what this team looks like if you don't have these two characters? Oh, so is Cartithia just getting carried by Chacona and Arrow Rover? Hey, guys. What does Brant look... Oh, sorry. Hey, guys. What does Chang Li look like without Brant and Lupa? Hey, guys. What does Zani look like without Phoebe? Hey, guys. What does Furlova look like without Cantarella? Oh, so it's okay for every other character to perform better with premium teammates, but when Gian performs better with premium teammates, he's getting carried. Oh, so it's okay when all the other characters perform better with premium teammates, but when Gian does it, he's getting carried. That's what you're telling me. Hey guys, is there an actual counter argument in chat? Or have you realized how your statement doesn't make any sense? So you're saying that Gian doing 40% of the team's damages is him getting carried, right? You're saying that because Gian deals 40% of the team's damage, he's getting carried. You want to know how the damage split is in this team? It's like 20%, 50%, 30, like 45, 30%. So he's doing most of the damage on the team. So is Chang Li getting carried by these two? Who's getting carried here? Hey guys, so there's a lot of people in here that are talking about Chang Li's damage. And unfortunately, you don't know how this kit works. So, let me teach you a little bit about how the pack hunt mechanic works. So, since you guys don't know how this kit works, let me explain it. When Lupa's team uses intro skills, the attack actually increases by 6%. For each stack of pack hunt that you have. Right? It goes from 6 after Lupa uses her intro skill to 12 after Brant uses his, and then is 18% when Chang Li enters the field. Huh. So it turns out that Chang Li is actually gaining the biggest buffs from pack hunt, yet Brant is doing similar, if not more damage. He also shields and heals while doing the same damage, or probably more, with less buffs. Because Chang Li's getting more buffs from pack hunt, but has the same damage as Brant, but then Brant is also healing and shielding at the same time. So the damage spread is almost identical, where Gian and Yuno are both dealing X amount. And this is also the other thing. I'm pretty sure in the Arrow team, Gian is dealing way more than 40% of the team's damage. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm pretty sure he's dealing way more than Gian is dealing way more than 40%. Cause like honestly, there might be a good spot to check it out over here. Cause like you can just think about, right? Like the motion values that you have in store. Yuno's got some decent burst.
Poem of finale. With style and grace. The moon is full.
But yeah, that's what it looks like. On the TOA stage, it looks like she's dealing an absolutely disgusting amount of damage.
Ready for battle. Unstoppable.
She's dealing like 40% more.
Thanks for watching.
This team absolutely fucking cleans Hikari out, though. Holy shit.
Now watch closely. The moon is full. On you go.
Guys, look at the Yuno like, it's not really that much.
Future.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
Reshape.
And yes, that crit before, but it was like a 150k. This is the thing, guys. Yuno deals a lot of burst damage. But if you extend the rotation to have more field time on Yuno, yes, she will deal more of the team's damage because you're forcefully extending the rotation on her. But your team's DPS is going to fall off a fucking cliff because if Yuno has no Forte circuit, she deals no damage. And guess what, right? If you're running a main DPS rotation on her to get multiple shots off, do all of that, yes, you are extending the team's rotation and killing the team's DPS by doing that. And so, if you're using a fucked up rotation, where you're forcefully extending... This is what some people are doing, essentially. I'll show you exactly what people are doing and why what they're saying is so stupid. They're basically doing this.
Perfect chord. Let the show begin.
They're doing this.
Now watch closely. Present your offerings. Praise me. Answer.
And they're like,
my
look,
call.
Yuno's doing 50% of the team's damage, mommy. Look.
Entertain me.
You're spending like double the fucking field time on her.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
My turn to walk.
Don't you worry.
Oh my god, bro. She can like,
Setback.
Bro, Hikari got hands. Bro, she got that move from the holograms. That like almost one-shots you. But that's what I mean. People are extending the team's rotation, decreasing the overall DPS, and then telling you that Yuno's dealing more damage than the team. When they're doubling the rotation time. They're basically just doing that. And it's just like, okay, guys. Yuno has a sub-DPS rotation, and she also has a main DPS one. And if the only buff you have is Chakona on the team to do her main DPS rotation, that's fucking griefing, brother. And yeah, she will have more damage if you're doing dumb shit like that. Who would have thought?
Presenting.
Who would have thought you'd have more damage doing dumb shit like that?
Indulge you. Taste my resolve. Face me. Fate in my mark.
Ready for battle. Unstoppable. Finale. I can take it. Time.
Bro,
Break.
her shit is actually nuts. If you get hit by those first 3 attacks, you just die. Like, dude, I feel like her damage is actually too high for the left tower. Her HP is, like, not there, right? But, like, why is she one-shotting you? I actually feel like that's insane.
Of destiny. With style and grace. The moon is full.
Do you see the Hikari problem? Not really. I mean, she has no HP. So, like, if you actually do just dodge, I just wanted to see how it's like face tanking her. And I'm gonna be real here. Yeah, it's not gonna work out particularly well for you. Like, you gotta dodge this shit. Get fucked, loser. Yeah, but like, that's what it looks like just breaking her. And so it's like, after a couple of tries, it should be pretty automatic for you. Like, she is extremely fragile.
Taste my resolve. Entertain me. World at my strength.
Ready for battle.
With pleasure.
Unstoppable.
She will be a problem in the tower. If I can clear that in 30 seconds, I don't think so. Yeah, her HP is absolutely not a concern. It's literally like dodge her first 3 attacks and then parry her whip, which is one of the easiest things you can do with half the characters in the game is parrying her whip. It's yes, you will have to dodge her attacks because she'll one-shot you. In the middle tower. Oh, do you have a crystal ball? Do you have a crystal ball for what she's gonna look like in the middle tower if she's ever even in the middle tower? You can parry. Hikari is one of like. This is the thing. It's like if you practice for 30 seconds, you can parry all of her whip attacks. Not 30 seconds. If you practice like 1 or 2 runs, you should be able to parry her whip attacks. Like, it's not like rocket science or like some absurd, ridiculous, crazy task that you've been asked to do here. So yeah, this is probably Gion's best team. I'm pretty sure it's Gion's best team. This is not... Maybe I'll try it in the overdrive zone. I want to see what it does in the overdrive zone, actually. Hey, yo, Crownless? Hey, yo. Yeah, don't lie, Saint. Some people, it's 10 minutes of practice. Oh, what are those poor guys gonna do, man?
Perfect wrap up.
10 minutes of practice, bro.
Begin. With style and grace. Answer my call. Entertain me. Foes, be my prey. Future.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
Reshape. Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A grand overture. A perfect. Now presenting a poem of finale. Now watch closely. Taste my resolve. Face me. Fate in my mark. Fate.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
There we go. Boom.
Field.
Set. I can take it.
indulge you.
Oh, whoopsies.
Better get serious. Huh? Wonders and tragedies put together. Back when you asked me. Listen, the trio of destiny. With style and grace. Answer my call. Entertain me. Causality,
Ready for battle.
overturn.
Unstop. Break.
Honestly, that's not that bad into literal arrow resistance. Yeah. That's into arrow resistance. That's pretty good. Yeah, the entire team is dealing reduced damage there. Yeah, that's pretty solid. I like that. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. This is also the other thing that I feel like a lot of people aren't getting about the Gion team. Guys, if you wanted the Gion to do more damage, you could easily do this one thing. You could literally just put her on Moonlit Clouds as well. But I'm slotting with a literal Sonata set that I'm pretty sure is significantly better than my Gions.
The battlefield is dynamic.
Like, she has more attack
While the moon cycles,
with a lower base attack weapon.
remain the anchor.
She's got like 2.3, like her set is busted. Brother, this is the fucking Mia that I rolled for her. This might be my best Echo. This is the 3 cost. That's like a perfect 4 out of 5. The Karasaur is kind of mid, but it's still high rolls. With 2 missing. Then I got this, another 5 out of 5 piece here. And then on this one, I'm missing crit rate, but look at all the other rolls I have while missing crit rate. I'm still at 85%, by the way, with that crit rate roll missing. So, as you can see here, the build is literally almost completely perfect aside from one Karasaur. And Gion's still doing more damage than her in that team. So yeah, that's the situation, guys, going on with the investment over here. Yeah, my Gion's Echoes are good, but they're not close to as good as this fucking Udo's. So, okay, I don't understand what your point in this, like what you're doing in this chat right now. So what if he has 50% amp from her? What does that have to do with anything? Yes, he gets amplification. You want to know what his field time is? His field time in the team is about 11 seconds. So it's like, this team has one of the fastest rotations in the game. He should do more damage than her. He literally does. Like, I don't get what's going on here. He literally deals more damage than her. That, and she has the most disgusting build you've probably ever fucking seen. That, and she's not even fully buffing him because she's on Crown of Valor instead of Moonlit, which would, without a doubt, change the damage ratio even further in his favor. Because you would have the 12% damage boost from Moonlit, and then you would also have the 22.5% attack buff from Moonlit as well. All right, you know what? This is a great opportunity for us just to, like, have some fun. Hey guys, I'm gonna
compare Gian's damage in the team where he's full buff.
These players are unbelievable, man. It's like, they're gonna go ahead, they're gonna compare a team where Gian's gonna have Moonlit Cloud's full buffs, and then compare it to a team where he doesn't have Moonlit Clouds, and then say, look how low his damage is. Look how bad his damage is. I want to see what it looks like when... Yeah, I want to see what it looks like when she's on Moonlit, actually. How high does the damage go? Spectro, attack. Ooh, okay. Yeah, her personal damage is gonna fall off a fucking cliff with this one, boys. Ooh, it is going down, down on a merry-go-round. Whoo! Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, hey, we'll try, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we'll try. It's gonna be a rough one. Alright. It doesn't look too bad, actually, in the stat menu.
The pitch is lowered. Perfect. Let the show begin. With style and grace.
Ah,
Answer
shit.
My call. Surprise. Entertain me. Huh. This is nothing. World at my string.
You're wide open. Fear no more.
Here we go.
Don't you worry.
You know what? That is... Hey, 14k a tick is kind of a lot.
Break.
Thanks for watching. Okay. A perfect call. Listen. The trio of destiny.
This is on the main TOA floor, though.
Answer my
So,
call.
yeah.
Surprise. Entertain me. World at my string. Future.
Ready for battle. Unstoppable.
Shape.
Don't you
Thanks for watching.
worry.
A perfect call. Now presenting.
Okay.
Poem of finale. Now watch closely.
How did I not get any energy there?
Taste my resolve. Face me. Causality
You're wide open. Fear no more.
overturn.
Now.
Thanks for watching. Bomb note.
Oh my gosh, this guy is like actually running away. He left the fucking craziest trail of ice I've ever seen. What the fuck was that? That was legitimately, possibly, the most ridiculous thing I've seen that fucking boss do ever. What the fuck even was that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that Lampy Lumen is straight up. Bro, and it's like the Dirge's starting attack chain is like disease too. Brother, it's like Dirge, I have no problem with Dirge, to be honest, because it's like, okay, the parts that are annoying, if they fuck up your run, no big deal, right? You can just like, you know, reset. Not really that much of a concern. But like against Lampy Lumen, when he does like his super annoying shit, brother.
Ready for battle. Fear no more.
Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A grand overture. A perfect call.
There we go. All right.
Let the show begin. I'll indulge you. Surprise. Answer.
I kind of like
my
that you can
call.
impermanence Heron into the air to like get her some. That's kind of cool that you can like do that.
Wide open. Unstoppable.
Reshape.
Finale.
Thanks for watching. Polyphony. A perfect. Now presenting a poem of finale. Now watch closely. The moon is full. Entertain me. Foe, be my prey.
Ready for battle.
That's actually a huge benefit of Moonlit.
Till my last breath.
Thanks for watching.
Bro, that shit was disease.
Perfect chord.
This boss is so
Listen,
diseased.
The trio of destiny. With style and grace. Taste my resolve. Face me. Fate in my mark. Fate.
You're wide open. Unstoppable.
Healed.
Brother, he's just canceling like 90% of my rotation, bro. Oh, the timing was actually not it on this one. But yeah. Yeah, those were some of the worst Lampy Lumen rotations I've ever seen. Bro was actually just in dodge mode. Bro was in dodge mode. All right. I guess that's enough entertaining people who have no idea how calculations work in this game. So, yeah, your Jian ends up doing the same damage in this team as he would in a Mortifi Shorekeeper team if Yuno's on Moonlit Clouds. And if you decide to make your Yuno more DPS-oriented, yes, Jian will deal less damage because you're not buffing him as much as any other hypercarry team would buff a character. So, yes, that is a fact. Yuno deals more damage when she's on the damage set, and then Jian deals more damage when he's being supported by a supporting set. That's... I'm glad some people came to that realization today. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Oh, okay. Alrighty. Will they do the bug event? I'm waiting for all the stages of the bug event to come out, then I was gonna do it. But yeah, I feel like that's the way we might go about it. I feel like that's the way we can go about it. All right, guys. All right, let me go see what I want to do right now. Bobmaster opened up a stream just to say he's flying to Tokyo. This guy's a fucking scammer. Holy shit. Bro, I don't know how this guy manages to do this on such a daily basis. He just goes and, like, fucking turns on stream. I'm not rating that fucking shit. I'm good. Yeah, that is... I'm not gonna... I am not rating that. That is just... That... It seems... It feels a little bit off to me. Alright, I think we'll rate Box 2. But yeah, I've got a bit of a busy day planned ahead today. So yeah, we're having a bit of an earlier one today, unfortunately. But we will be back tomorrow. We got some fun Wuwa content, some fun guides and stuff ready to go. But yeah, we wanted to get some Ananta stuff on the docket. All right, I'll see all y'all later. Make sure you give some love, some support. Get Box to quit HSR. Wink, wink. Nah, you don't have to do that. But yeah, it seems like he's interested in some of the stuff coming out. So yeah, I think he's doing an Ananta segment at the moment, so y'all can go talk about that with him. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace.